1 second, let me share my screen. Okay, can you see my screen?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so when you go under modules, obviously
Yes.
we have a different module every week.
Mm-hmm.
So in each module, you're going to see discussion and online exercises, or a discussion and an assignment. So it's going to alternate. If we have an online exercises this week, the next week we're going to have an assignment, and then in week 3 we're going to have online exercises, then week 4 assignment, and so on, right?
Okay.
So were you able to access the ebook?
Yes, but I'm a little bit confused. I'm still learning. I'm still a little bit confused of everything, but I'm learning. I'm trying.
Okay, how were you able to access the ebook? Can you tell me?
I think I go to the module and then I see books there, like the
Um,
shelf, something.
here, right here.
The shelf, yes, that one.
Oh, I see. Okay. And when you clicked on it, it took you to the ebook.
Yes, and then I have to sign in and everything.
I see. I see. I see. And how would you sign in here? See, because um, I had a couple of questions from some students. See, I don't have the same view that the student has, so I'm trying to figure out what it looks like on your end. Do you see this when you click on the vital source link? Is this where it took you?
Yes, on my first time, but now I'll just go to my module,
Okay.
and then I will see on your this like I think up before the discussion I see the math the math something that this one the math one table
Okay.
contents. I'll
I
click
see.
that one.
Did you, when you clicked on it, did you see something that looks like this? And you had to put,
Yes, you have to put your email first. You
okay.
have to sign in.
Okay. So when you put your email and click continue, it just takes you into the book directly.
Yes, I think they will ask you for they will send you a code or something.
A code. Okay.
They will
Okay.
send you a code and then you'll be able to access.
Gotcha. 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 Okay. Hey, Tanya, how you doing?
I'm doing fine. How you doing?
I'm all right. I can see you, but you're freezing a little bit. Let
You
me
see, can you hear me?
turn on my camera. Okay.
I have a question for you.
Yes, yes.
On the 5th, I had wrote my paragraph, but is it really due until the 11th? Because I want to send you mine again. Because how I outlined it, I didn't like how I outlined it.
I'm sorry.
Can you hear me?
You're
I
asking
don't
me,
know if you can hear me.
are you asking when the assignment is due? The
Yeah,
assignment,
because on the first day on the discussion board,
mm-hmm.
that's not the assignment. Okay.
No, the
Okay.
assignment, see, on the discussion board,
Hmm?
we have a discussion question, okay? And
Okay.
the discussion question is due on Wednesday. That's just the initial response. It's due on Wednesday.
Okay.
But then you also have to
Okay.
respond to 2 classmates. That's due on Sunday, right?
Yes.
Right. So your initial response to the discussion question, that's what we call your main post. That's always due on
Okay.
Wednesday. And then
Yes.
your reply to 2 classmates is due on Sunday. But obviously you don't want to wait to do it on Sunday because we're trying to have a conversation. So if everybody posts at the very last minute, then there'll be no conversation. So I'd rather you post.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd rather you post early in the week.
Okay.
Yeah. So have you had the chance to do your main post?
Yes, I did my main post.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yes, I did my main post, and then I think I replied to someone else too, on the 6th. Um,
Okay. Okay. Okay.
yeah. So the assignments is going to be in the mod.
Sorry?
So what
You're breaking up, Tanya. You're
Yes,
breaking up.
the signal. Mr. K, I have a question.
Yes, yes.
So on the syllables in syllabus outline, I see the exercise My MATLAB.
I'm sorry, could you repeat that?
So I print out the syllabus for math. So
Mm-hmm.
it says on the first week it said exercise My MATLAB. Where is this located? Is this gonna be on the books?
I don't think we're using my math lab. I need to check. I need to check.
Yeah, yes, that's what I'm a little bit confused because I see here they have MATLAB exercise
That is supposed to be the exercises that you see
on the books.
in the ebook. So we've
Okay.
changed that. That should have been updated in the syllabus. Show me where you saw it, please.
That's gonna be the second or third page. Uh,
The second or the third page. Okay.
you keep going down.
Okay.
when
Tanya,
I,
Tanya, your voice sounds very muffled and it's broken
on
up
the
really bad.
5th, I
On the I see on that paper too, they said my
Okay, should I keep going?
there you go. That's the third one. My
Okay,
MATLAB exercise, please.
okay, okay, okay.
And also you said that too to the learning this self this direct learning time, like you know how we estimated they have MATLAB exercise there too.
Mm-hmm.
So we're not having my MATLAB. We're just using the book, the ebooks for the exercise.
Yes, we're not having, well, we're supposed to stop using my math lab.
Okay.
So I think the instructional designer forgot to update that information. But if you look here, you have all the assignments here, right? For for the week. You have all the assignments
Yes.
that you're supposed to
Yeah,
do.
I didn't see any my MATLAB there, so that's why I want to make sure we're not doing it.
Yeah, yeah. So
Okay.
I'm gonna double check, but I don't think there's any my math lab information here.
Okay.
Yeah, let me unmute Tanya and let's see if her microphone her network is better now. Hey Tanya, you might want to turn off your video. It's possible that the video is
It
taking up all
goes.
your bandwidth. So just turn off your video
can
and
hear
let's see if
me.
it will work.
I don't know if it can
Okay, now I can hear you.
hear me. Yeah, because you know, on the first day on the discussion board,
Mm-hmm.
that's not the assignment. Okay. Okay.
No, Tanya, anything you said
Hmm?
for the last 1 minute, we couldn't hear you. So
Okay.
you have to repeat yourself, please.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
All right.
Okay. Yes, I did my main post. Yes, I did my main post, and then I think I replied to someone else too. On the 6th, it's going to be in the mod. I'm sorry. I said, where's that?
Tanya, can you hear me?
I'm at right now.
Can you hear me? I'm sorry. Okay, Joanna, do you have any other questions?
No, so far I'm good with that.
Okay, that's good. I just wanted to familiarize you with the system and where to find everything. But I get the impression that you've pretty much gone through all these already. Obviously, as soon as you log into Canvas, the first thing, log into the classroom, the first thing you want to do is click on announcements, because if there's anything new going on, it's going to be an announcement. So that's the first thing you always want to do. Okay.
Okay.
So don't forget to always click on announcements. And then the other thing, let's see, we already know what Zoom is, because we're in the Zoom room. You know how to check your grades. We have some tutoring here, some free tutoring. You don't get that many hours, so you want to
Okay.
make sure you use your tutoring hours judiciously. Let's see what else. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Let me click on assignments. Okay. So this is, let me just check this here. This might be, okay, assignments. Exercises. Yeah. Let me check this real quick. Yeah. So there's nothing in my math lab. There's nothing about my math lab here. Hey, Brianna, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
How are you doing?
I'm good.
Excellent. Are you the one I spoke with earlier today?
Yes, we spoke earlier today.
Okay. So did you have any other questions?
No, I think I figured everything out.
Okay. And what about the online lab for week 1? Have you taken a look at that?
Yes, I completed it already.
Oh, you did? Okay. It was pretty
Yeah.
pretty straightforward, right?
Yeah. And then the help portion to the right-hand corner helps you like the help me solve this. It really helps you break it down.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So did you do the online exercises in the same place that's showing on your screen right now? Is this how
Yes.
this is how you did it, right?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Excellent. So there's something that I want to share with you guys. I mean, you ladies. And I don't want you to rely on it, but as we keep going, you're gonna probably have to call on this website every now and then. It's called symbollab.com. And what it does is well, it's like a super calculator. So it does everything, right? Well, not everything, but it does a lot of things. So, your basic fractions, which by the way, you're supposed to know how to do by hand, right? So I'm not encouraging you to ditch the book because you found this thing here, but rather, sometimes if you get frustrated, you want to check your answer, or you can't figure out something, and I'm not available. You can always use Symbol Lab, right? So I just put in a basic problem like this. Click go. See, the cool thing about Symbol Lab is not only does it do the problem for you, it shows you the steps. So if you look here, it says show steps. You can click on show steps, and it gives you the LCM and the whole nine, right?
Okay, that's
So
nice.
yeah.
I'm having hard time like finding some of the exercise. The book's exercise is really hard to like on chapter 2. I'm having hard time on chapter 2.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like the equivalent fractions and like
Could you
and
repeat that?
the equivalent fracture and the line segment. I'm kind of confused on the line segment.
Okay. Equivalent fractions, and well, equivalent fractions are fractions that are actually identical, except one of them is written differently, and is multiplied by a factor. So something like this. 3/4 would be the same as 6/8, right? And the reason is because when you multiply 3 by 2, you get 6. When you multiply 4 by 2, you get 6. And these two fractions are also equivalent to 12/16, and so on, right? In other words, if I reduce these three fractions, they'll all end up being the same fraction. I could even write 150 over 200. If I were to reduce these four fractions, I'll end up with 3/4, right? In this case, I multiply the numerator by 50, 3 by 50 to get 150, and then I multiplied 4 by 50 to get 200. So equivalent fractions are identical fractions that are just written differently.
Okay.
Yes. And but whenever you have questions, what I want you to do is, while you're studying and you have a question, what I want you to do is take a screenshot, right? Control print screen, or if you're using a Mac, I don't know how they do that on the Macs, but take a screenshot and just send it to me, right? Just send it to me and put a comment on there, like, I don't understand this. And what I usually do is I'm gonna send you a video. It might be a video that I made myself, or it could also be a YouTube video, right? So I send you a video, you watch the video, 9 out of 10 times after you watch the video, you're gonna be okay. So any other questions?
Yes, can you also explain the least common denominator, like how you break down those?
Okay. Well, the least common denominator is, you think about it like this. The smallest number that two numbers can go into. And the best way to describe that, I would have to grab my pen to show you exactly what I'm talking about. But let's just say, where is this? Let's just say you have something like this. 3/4 minus 2/3. So the LCD, or the LCM, which pertains to the denominators of the fractions, would be 12. Why? Because the smallest number that 4 and 3 can go into without a remainder is 12, right? So let's not even bother with the fraction. Let me just write two numbers and see if you can tell me the LCD, like 2 and 6. What would be the LCD of 2 and 6? The smallest number you can think of that 2 can go into without a remainder and 6 can go into without a remainder.
1.
No, I'm sorry. Maybe I didn't say that correctly. What I mean is the smallest number you can think of, right? That
By
you can
2.
divide by 2 without a remainder. So that number would have to be bigger than 2 and bigger than 6 or equal to 6.
Okay.
Does that make sense or no? It doesn't make sense?
Not really. I have.
Okay, no problem. No.
How about the for example, will be the 9 of like how do you call those? The slash in between
9 divided by,
over
9 over,
9 over 10
Mm-hmm.
and then 4 over 24.
Okay, that's a good one. Okay, so we're still talking about LCM, right?
Yes.
Okay, so here's how you think about it. Think about all the numbers that 10 can go into, right? Well, first of all, before you even do anything here, before you ever talk about the LCM, you have to simplify the fraction. 9 over 10 is already simplified. But what about 4 over 24? How do you simplify it? How do you simplify 4 over 24? And I'm going to grab my pen here. I think once I grab my pen, we'll be okay. So how do you simplify, excuse me, how do you simplify 4 over 24? Think
It can go like by 1 over 6.
I'm sorry?
Can it do like 1/6?
1/6, exactly. So how did you come up with 1/6? That's correct. But how did you get that?
Divide 4 by 24.
Divide by 24. Okay, so divide.
24 divide 4, 24.
Okay, okay, that's good. So let's do it this way. And I just grabbed my pen here, just bear with me so I can show you. Just bear with me for a second. Here we go. Okay, so let me share my screen one more time. And can you see something that looks like a whiteboard?
Yes, there you go. Yes.
Okay, so now we can do some magic. Okay, so let's say you have 4 over 24, right? Like you said, 4 goes here 1 time, 4 goes here 6 times, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let's say you have something like 10 over 15. How would you simplify this?
Let's go by 5.
5. Okay, 5 goes here 2 times, 3 times. Okay, so you're good here. What about 24 over 32?
That's a big number. 12, I guess. 12 by.
Well, 12 goes into 24, but it doesn't go into 32, right? So,
Oh, yes, you're right.
so think of a smaller number. So come down, 12 wouldn't work, 11 wouldn't work, obviously. 10, no.
8 will work.
8 would work. Okay, so 8 goes here how many times?
8 go into 24 3 times.
Okay, and it goes here
4.
4 times. Okay, so 3/4, right? So let's do another one. Now I'm just gonna make this a little tricky. How about 34 over 51? Can you think of a number? Can you think of a number that goes into 34 and 51? It's not very obvious, so if it doesn't cross your mind, don't feel bad. I just picked a difficult number just just as a brain teaser. So let me know what you can come up with.
Three.
Well, does 3 go into 34?
Oh no, it doesn't. Well, what else goes into 51?
Yes. Well, I'm glad that you're stumped. So, okay. Should I tell you, or you want to figure it out?
Doesn't go by 9.
It's not 3. It's not 4. It's not 5. It's not 6. It's not 7. It's not 8. 9. No. 10. Definitely not. 11. No. 12. 13. 14. 14 doesn't go into 34. 15. No. 16.
No.
What about 17? Does 17 go into 34? See if 17 goes into 34. Well, you probably have to use a
Yeah,
calculator.
17 goes to 34 2 times.
Excellent. And what about 17 into 51? Seventeen into 51.
3 times.
Times.
3 times. Okay. Okay. That's good. Okay. One more. One more. One more. One more. So how about 30 over 45? What number is going to work here?
5.
5.
5 goes here 6 times.
Mm-hmm.
It goes here how many times?
9.
It goes 9.
So are we done?
No, we
No.
can reduce that.
Okay, keep going.
By 3.
2/3.
Okay, 3 goes here 2 times. 3 goes here 3 times. Okay. Okay, one last one, and then we can move on to the LCM thing, okay? One last problem. Let's see. Okay. All right. How about this?
Before. This could be, I think, 54 and 6, 7.
Is it 7?
Mm-mm.
Well, first of all, this is what we call an improper fraction, right?
Pretty much.
We can write it as a mixed number. 49 goes into 54 how many times? One time.
Time.
One time, remainder 5,
5.
49. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, so
Okay.
can we simplify this? 5 over 49, is that possible?
Mm-mm.
Not possible. Okay. So that's it, right? There's nothing else we can do. So going back to what we were talking about, which is the LCM, that's the question that Joanna, no, I think it was Joanna. Joanna asked that question about LCM. So let's say we want to add something like 4 over 5 plus 2 over 3 plus 1 over 2. The LCM, there are different ways of adding fractions, but in order to add the fractions, you're going to have to do LCM. So the LCM is going to have to be a number that I place here that all 3 of these numbers can go into. If you can get the smallest possible one, that's fine. But if you don't get the smallest one, but you get one that works, that's okay too. So I'm thinking, what number are you thinking here?
Mm. 5 is hard.
Well, we couldn't use 5, right? Because two doesn't go into 5 without a remainder,
Mm-mm.
20.
right?
Mm-mm.
20 wouldn't work because 3 doesn't go into 20 without a remainder.
No.
So what else could we try?
30?
Excellent. 30.
Mm-hmm.
So here's how I do it. And there are different ways of doing it. 30 divided by 5 is 6. 6 times 4 is 24.
Mm-hmm.
Plus 30 divided by 3 is 10. 10 times 2 is 20. Plus 30 divided by 2 is 15. 15 times 1.
That's 10?
I'm sorry?
Okay, I'm just looking.
Oh,
No,
okay.
go ahead.
30 divided by 2 is 15. 15 times 1 is 15, right? So when you add these three numbers, what do you get?
59.
And then when you simplify this, what do you get? Well, that's supposed to be a 1, but it's very crooked. Let me fix it.
59 over 30. Then you got a
1 remainder, is it 29?
29 over 30.
Or 30, okay. Of course, you can do all of this with a calculator, but the reason why it's good not to rely on a calculator is because you want your brain to become very sharp so you can do these things in your head, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I believe so far on the discussion board, I get the impression that almost everybody is a nursing a nursing student. Am I right?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So I made some posts on the discussion board talking about how nurses use math, and truth be told, you're not going to be a nurse, cranking a bunch of equations all day long. We know that's not what nurses do.
Sure,
But
nurse.
but
Sure.
but mathematics is definitely vital to nursing, right? And when you start taking your nursing classes and you start doing those drug calculations and so on, you don't want to be in that situation where something as something as basic as let's say you have something like 4/6, right? You should be able to do this in your head without even just visualizing it, right? 4/6 is 2/3. Okay, so that's the whole point. The point is try and do it by hand just to, remind yourself, because I know you've done all this before, but it's been a while, right? So just try and do it. But obviously, when all else fails, you go to the calculator because, I mean, nobody's going to fail this class. Well, I don't think anybody should fail this class. It wouldn't make any sense to me, why somebody's studying nursing and they're going to fail a math class because you're not a math is not your major. So whatever you need to do to pass,
I
barring
like
cheating,
him. What?
I mean, I don't want you to cheat, but I'm just saying that whatever you need to do to pass, you have to do it, right? So, um, okay, anyway, let's talk about multiplication, or let's do a subtraction problem. How about something like this? Why don't you try this? So you do exactly what we did before, except this time you have a subtraction sign. but the rest is the same thing, right? So what's the LCM or the LCD as some people call it?
32.
32.
Okay. 32 divided by 32 is 1.
Mm-hmm.
1 times 15 is 15. 32 divided by 4 is 8. 8 times 1 is 8. Minus 32 divided by 8 is 4. 4 times 1 is 4. So that's 19 over 32. Okay. So should we do another addition and subtraction problem, or is that enough? Okay. But what about multiplication? Let's say we have something like 5 over 12 times 4 over 25. How do we simplify this? We can simplify fractions diagonally across from each other, right? So I can do 5 goes here 1 time, 5 goes here 5 times, 4 goes here 1 time, and 4 goes here 3 times. 1 over 15. What if you have something like this? Say you want to multiply something like this. Well, in order to multiply two mixed numbers or a mixed number by a regular fraction, you would have to change the mixed number into an improper fraction. So let's go ahead and do that. This gives you 2 times 4 is 8, 8 plus 1, 9 over 4 times, that's 27 plus 5, which is 32, over 9. 32 over 9. Okay. 9 goes here 1 time, 9 goes here 1 time. 4 goes here once, 4 goes here 8 times. That's 8 times 1, which is 8 over 1, and that gives you 8. So that is multiplication. And we know division and multiplication are almost identical, except that when you have something like you have something like this. Then the rule says that you change the division sign into a multiplication sign, and then you invert this fraction. In other words, flip it upside down or take the reciprocal of the fraction. Right? So that's the only difference between multiplication and division. With division, you change the sign to multiplication and then you flip the fraction on the right. 4 goes here one time, 4 goes here one time, 3 goes here one time, 3 goes here 3 times. 1/3. So why don't you try this? All right. So let's see what's going on here. So I'm going to change each of these. That's 13/3 times. What's 5/3/26? What does that give you? That gives you 133/26. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
1/4. Okay. So now we have to figure out what's going on here. I think 13 goes into 26 2 times.
Yes.
So 13 goes here one time. It goes into 26 2 times. 3 cannot go into 133, right? So I don't have any more numbers to reduce. So I'm just going to multiply across the top. That's 133 over 24. And then how would you simplify that? What's 24? Okay, 24 times 5, 120. So 5 times remainder 13 over 24. All right. Any other questions before I sign off? Any other questions?
Oh, Mr. K, can you explain the line segment?
Can you be more specific with your question when you say the line segment?
Like it's in the book. I can't open it. But it's just in the book, like where the ruler are.
Hold on 1 second, please.
Like measuring the ruler on those
Are you talking about the sign numbers like negative and positive numbers on the number line?
I forgot. It's in the book, like I will take a picture and then send it to you.
Yes. Well, we only have 5 minutes left, but let me see if I can find what you're talking about before we leave. Just hold on 1 second. All right. Somebody sent me a message. Okay. All right. So let me see if I can locate what you're talking about here. Okay. So, Joanna, which exercise, this would be from, would I find this
Chapter.
in the readings or, okay, let's say basic. This is in week 1, correct? It's under week 1.
Yes.
Okay. So let me just look here and see if I can find it. Do you remember which problem number that would be? Is it?
I saw that on exercise, like the sample
The
system
exercises.
7, I guess.
Could you repeat that, please?
On the it's on like the measuring line segment, the exercise. But it said the sample will be on like either like 8 to 9. I think 8 to 9.
Okay, let me see if I can find it. Okay. So that's 30 questions. Okay, let's see if it's one of these line segment. Okay, all I'm seeing are fractions here.
It's like the measure.
So this is the
Measure.
topic. This is the topic before fractions, right? I mean, sorry, after fractions.
Yes, like in sample 7.
Are you looking in the book or in the?
Yes, I'm looking at the book. It's
Okay, you would have to screenshot it because the email address that I used to log in the book is not working. So I emailed tech support and they're fixing that right now. So I cannot go into the book right now. So
Okay.
please send me a screenshot and I'll definitely help you out. Send you some videos and an audio
Okay.
to explain. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So thank you for coming, and I will see you next week.
Thank you.
All
Thank
right.
you.
All right. Take care. All right. Bye bye.